Let's learn about errors. When something goes wrong with your program, Python will give you an error message. These messages are meant to help you find where your error is and what kind of error it is. Python has many error messages. It can take a long time to learn them all. When you encounter an error message you are unfamiliar with, you should first read and think about the message. If you're not sure what it means, you should look up the error's meaning in the documentation. Then you can debug your program. Just a minor point of terminology. Errors are sometimes referred to as exceptions. They're not quite identical, but for our purposes, they might as well be. Let's imagine that we ran some code and encountered an error message. In the bottom left of the error message, you can see the type of error. In the example here, you can see that we have a type error. After the error type, there is usually some further description of the error. It can be tricky to read, but the error message should also identify where the error occurred. Of course, sometimes the error is actually caused by code on a previous line. You will have to think very critically about whether the error message is correct. Let's look at a few common errors. First, here is a name error. A name error comes up when you try to reference a variable that does not exist yet. Sometimes you misspell the name of the variable. Sometimes you have not initialized the variable correctly. Sometimes you initialize the variable, but you did so after its first usage. In this case, there is a typo in the name student grade. Another common error is the type error, which occurs when you use an operator incorrectly. For example, adding together a string and a number is not allowed. When you read the error message that is produced, it will describe what went wrong. Here it says that we attempted to concatenate, which means combine, a string and an integer. A syntax error means that you broke Python's rules of spelling, grammar, and punctuation. There are many ways to break a program syntax. Usually, Python is very good at suggesting where the error is. Still, sometimes it can be very tricky to track down a syntax error. In this example, we're missing a quotation mark at the end of that string. We'll learn some more techniques to help you fix your broken problems in the coming weeks. For now, think critically about the errors you receive. When you see an error that you don't understand, you should ask, "What does this error message mean?" instead of, "What is wrong with my program?"